hard things this year. And not only that, but they've done them with excellence. And so I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let them help me tell a little bit about what we did this year. So, this is our Challenge 1 class. Together we faced many new challenges as we explored new ideas and honed many new skills.
In American government, we read, annotated, and discussed and summarized 13 of America's founding documents, and even memorized portions of these historical markers.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these be life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
In grammar, we struggled through passive voice and subjunctive mood. We compared verb tenses as we studied Latin and earned significant growth in language. In principio erat verbum. In the beginning was the Word.
In research, we explored all things relating to the realm of physical science. In addition to completing 6 formal lab reports, a semester-long research paper, and weekly experiments, we learned the scientific principles behind the way our world works.
Speaking of a semester-long research paper, I wrote mine on how dogs detect cancer, and I learned that they detect it using their 300 million scent receptors and detecting a certain smell that cancer gives.
Debate proved to be a very challenging strand as we learned to do vast amounts of research, organize ideas, and think on our feet by competing in pre-teen policy debates, my favorite.
In addition to policy debates, we stretched ourselves by committing beautiful literature to memory and preparing dramatic presentations.
Half of an entry from my Paul Ball to this trip to the Graceland. Now I shall try and describe the incident that happened this night. Not only shall it serve as a purpose to remind me of the joys of this Christ-centered pilgrimage, which shall always come to mind when I think of spiritual experiences or walks with God.
In exposition, we explored the heritage of American literature from the somber Scarlet Letter to the fierce individualism of self-reliance and the heart-wrenching experience of the former slave Frederick Douglass.
With us, I devote liberty at most, almost certain death. For if we fail, my part, I should prefer death than hopeless bondage. Frederick Douglass.
We also had fun this year, learning about the laws of economics and putting this understanding into practice by playing a semester-long stock market game and discovering what makes the value of money rise and fall.
If you elect me, you'll get free college and free healthcare. And the best part of it all is you won't have to pay for it at all.
Hey, wait a minute. Haven't you ever heard of Tanstaffel? You know, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
We also explored the cost of living in today's world and in our preference of our choices. I did my research on an air weapons specialist. I learned how to create a budget.
Reading Shakespeare was a special favorite this semester. We also completed a Shakespeare project and explored the definition of marriage in light of Scripture.
We grew in asking good questions, having respectful dialogue, and speaking in a moment's notice through impromptu speeches.
Through this year, we have stretched ourselves and studied God and His truths. And we also found the Challenge 1 rings true. Discipline is the cornerstone of freedom.